Hey everyone, welcome back to the garden. Today's video we are going to redo the bed in front of our deck. This was not a bed we had purposely intended to redo this year, but it needed it. It needed to be widened, needs to have some readjustments done. This is the bed where we have our Ruby Falls Redbud and our Black Tulip Magnolia. I don't usually show it because it just does not look really nice, and I feel like it's a little bit bare. Things are just kind of mushed together, so we're going to make the bed a little bit wider. We're going to extend it about 6 to 8 inches. I had ordered Wee Bit Innocent Hydrangeas. I think I told you that, probably when they arrived back in June. Sorry, my neighbors are having their lawn mowed. So that's where these are going to go. And about a month ago, I think, we bought a couple of NewGen Boxwoods, so that's where these are going to go too. Originally, I thought the Penstemon digitalis that's in here was going to have to come out, but we managed to keep everything else in here. We had 2 alliums that were underneath the Ruby Falls Redbud, not getting enough sun, and they were on the outer edge of the bed, kind of next to the steps, so we moved them over. Obviously, I'm doing this intro the next day. So we were able to redo the bed and plant the new shrubs in there without rearranging anything much. So that's good, because I thought we were going to have to do a lot of rearranging. And obviously at this time of the year, we've moved a lot of stuff, we've planted a lot of stuff, we're getting kind of moving. So we were able to get the bed done. So come garden with us, and let's take you along for the process. So we need to extend the bed a little bit here, and don't mind the grass. I think this is more than hot summer and drought. I don't know what's going on, but just trying to ignore that. So we're going to make the bed a little bit wider than it is right now, so that we can fit in the Wee Bit Innocent Hydrangeas and the Boxwoods. We want to move the alliums and the 3 Penstemon, but I don't think that's going to happen this year, so we're going to make do with what room we have here for the moment. So my husband's going to get the edge done first. I don't know how far we're going to come out. Maybe, I don't know, 3-4 inches, maybe 6, and then we'll see where we stand. Again, ignore the horribleness of our grass at the moment. So you can see what we've kind of done here. We've bumped the bed out, which I kind of always thought that it should have been a little wider anyway. So I feel, because eventually these roses are going to have to move maybe from underneath the Black Tulip Magnolia. So we've got enough room here for that now if they need to. I mean, they seem to be doing just fine. They've bloomed again. They've put on lots of new growth. We have a new bud there, and another new bud down there. But I do feel like eventually, I mean, this Black Tulip Magnolia is not done growing. It's about, gosh, I don't know, 9 feet tall. And I feel like it has the potential to get 12 feet tall and like 6 to 8 feet wide. So I feel like eventually maybe these roses will get a little bit too much shade. So anyway, we're just preparing for the possibility. If not, then great. We have some room up here for maybe some annuals next year. We did want to move the Penstemon. Again, I don't think that's going to happen this year. We'll reserve, obviously, the ability. We can always move them next year. We can always move them in the fall. But, so I think maybe a boxwood is going to go back there. This is the NewGen boxwood. NewGen I think these are the Freedom. This is the green pillar, and then another boxwood. So you can see we have two really pretty, I can never remember if these are Serendipity Alliums or Millennium. And then we have two more that we want to move over here underneath the Ruby Falls Weeping Red Bud. The other alliums under here are just straight native nodding onions, and again, not this year. Next year they will go up to the area kind of at the edge of the meadow. These are a wildflower anyway. I feel like they'll be better up under there, and then that gives us the ability to do something under this Ruby Falls. I feel like it needs, we did cut it back, we tried to stake it. It needs to be managed a little bit better, and then the bed being a little bit wider gives us the ability to plant something different around it or under it. We're just playing right now with whether or not we want to move those two alliums, and if we move them where. Because originally when we were going to redo this bed, the thinking was we were going to move the penstemon, and then all of the alliums would have gone there. So if we're not going to move the penstemon, do I want like a hedge of just 4 alliums there? Then we maybe would have to put the boxwood there. So I don't know, we're just playing around with that at the moment. At any rate, the Wee Bit Innocent are going to come up closer to the edge. So let me go get them and place them so you can see what I mean. Alright, so I think I got what we want. We're going to move the other 2 alliums. We're not going to keep them together. I know things look best planted in drifts, but we're trying just not to have to move every single plant in our garden this year. And honestly, these 2 here, I feel like they look absolutely fine. The other 2 are smaller because they've been a little bit shaded out by the red bud, so they're going to go in the back there. And then we have the boxwood, and then the 3 Wee Bit Innocent closer to the front of the bed. And I feel like once it's mulched, and once our grass covers from just the extreme heat and drought this summer, I sound like a broken record, but I feel like everything has been affected in our garden this year. Once that recovers and we get the bed mulched, the mulch is going to just make everything pop. And maybe we can get some more blooms on these Wee Bit Innocent before the end of the season. I don't see any buds on this one. I do see a new bud on this one, and obviously a spent bloom. Don't see any buds on this one either, but who knows once they get in the ground. We're supposed to warm up again, so maybe they'll push some new blooms. That would be nice. Alright, let's get started. Used to be a pinky winky hydrangea here, a rather large one, and I think we're encountering some of the roots. We transplanted it earlier this year and it's growing up in the field. It's doing fine, but definitely a lot of roots left behind. I guess they could be from the magnolia, but I don't think the magnolia would have stretched out that far already. It's only been here a couple of years. So these, we think these are magnolia roots, at least in the hole that that my husband has just dug for the boxwood. You can see down there. So we might have to go slightly back farther here for the boxwood. I mean, that's an awful lot of roots. They're not really big, so in theory, you know, anything under like an inch or 2, you should be able to cut without serious damage to the tree, but that's an awful lot of roots. So, we're just going to try to force the boxwood into the hole. I feel like the boxwood will be fine. They don't like it wet. So if this, you know, area is particularly dry because of all of these magnolia roots, I feel like it will still be fine. The roses are fine, and they like it slightly more moist. I feel like maybe those ones in front you should cut. There's little ones, not there. Yeah, oh, it is cut. Never mind. Yeah, I think it's deep enough.
All right.
All right, let me turn you off so I can assist in this process. Okay, problem solved for now. So let's give you some information on these NewGen boxwood, the Boxwood Revolution. Good resistance to boxwood blight with proper care. I'm not sure what proper care is. I guess we'll figure that out. Good resistance to boxwood leaf miner. Wow factor in the landscape, deer resistant. I wish it said that it was spider mite resistant, but so this is the NewGen Freedom. There's also a NewGen Independence. So let's NewGen Freedom is beautiful, glossy green foliage, relatively vigorous, rounded boxwood that is slightly taller than wide, which is why I bought this one. The Independence is, I think, slightly wider than tall. Anyway, this one is slightly taller than wide. The habit is uniform and tighter than wintergreen or winter gem, making an excellent choice for formal and residential landscapes, deer resistant. Selected due to good overall insect and disease resistance, relative vigor creates an attractive plant quicker than many cultivars. Annual pruning is a must for this fabulous specimen. Well, wasn't counting on that, but okay. So 4 feet tall, 3.5 inch wide in 15 years. The growth rate is considered fast for boxwood at 3 to 5 inches a year. Sun exposure is sun, part sun shade, zones 5 to 8. Uses, medium specimen, medium hedge, foundation plant. Substitute for wintergreen, winter gem, green beauty, or Jim Stauffer. Prune annually late winter to early spring. If unpruned, NewGen Freedom will open up in the center, especially in spring, with vigorous new shoots. Thinning is not necessary. Few diseases or pest issues when planted and cared for properly. Not recommended for sites with a history of severe boxwood blight, as all boxwood cultivars show some level of susceptibility in extreme circumstances. Well, we haven't had any of that, so we should be fine. And our garden helper is making sure everything's copacetic in the garden. Okay, boxwood, you better be prepared to be pruned every spring. And that goes for you too. I think it already looks adorable. Okay, everything is planted, so just let's take a quick shot of what it all looks like before we get the mulch on. So we got the boxwood in the back there, the 2 transplanted alliums, wee bit innocent, another wee bit innocent, another boxwood, a plane flying overhead, Learjet, and another wee bit innocent. We did move this plant support here. This is from Gardener Supply too, but I can't remember which one this is. We usually have it around the penstemon in the summer because it does tend to flop, although I did cut it back several weeks ago. But since the alliums have just been transplanted, we decided that it was better used to help support them. So we're going to get this all mulched, and we'll show you a quick shot. We're kind of hurrying here because we are trying to go out to dinner with friends. Something we don't get to do probably as often as we'd like, but we'll show you a shot once it's all finished. Okay guys, the bed is finally finished and mulched. I'm just showing you a shot. So we have the wee bit innocent here on the far left of the bed, the existing alliums, another wee bit innocent. There's the boxwood in the middle, the boxwood that we planted earlier this season, the two transplanted alliums in the back there, another wee bit innocent, and another boxwood there, and then obviously the three oh so easy Italian ice roses we planted earlier this season. And of course we extended the bed out about 6 inches. I don't want to show it too much because the grass is just horrible, and I actually think there's a couple of things going on with our grass. The more I thought about it, I think grubs. We haven't treated for grubs in 2 years because I never thought it really did anything, but maybe we need to start treating for grubs again. I'm really pleased with the way this bed turned out. I think I said earlier in this video that I always thought this bed needed to extend out a little bit. It was too narrow. We had already done that once a couple of years ago, and it still wasn't enough. So I think it looks great. And you can see we left a lot of room here in front of the ice roses here. Again, just in case we need to move them out slightly, in case the black tulip magnolia starts to get too big and shades them out. If not, we have plenty of room in front for some annuals. That goes for here as well, and down here as well. So that might be something we have to look at doing next year. Trying to get a shot here of the morning sun kind of shining through all of the plants. Get a little bit of that dappled sunlight. So anyway, thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the makeover of our deck bed with the wee bit innocent hydrangeas and the boxwoods. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye.